The Citrus Growers Association of Southern Africa has noted the challenges faced by the industry this season that includes a surge in farm input prices and transport costs, as well as astronomical shipping price hikes, which make the cost of getting fruit to market commercially unviable for many growers. At the same time, the unjustified and discriminatory new false-coded moth regulations passed by the European Union in mid-season place further financial strain and risk on growers. The CJ maintains the view that the new EU FCM regulations, which will require mandatory co-treatment of SA oranges entering the region, are a major threat to the future sustainability of the industry. Well, joining me now live to discuss this further is from the Association of Southern Africa, Justin Chadwick. Thank you so much for being here.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me on your show.
Good afternoon to you. All right, Chadwick, take us through some of the challenges faced by your industry. We do understand 2022 hasn't been a good year.
Yeah, the problems actually started in 2021. We had riots in South Africa in July 2021, and as a result, our major roads between the northern regions and Durban Port, which is where most of our citrus leaves South Africa, were blocked off completely right at the height of our season. And no sooner had we got over that problem than we had a cyber attack in our ports, and we have a monopoly port operator here, Transnet, in all South African ports. And so not just the Durban port was impacted, but all ports. And then with all the congestion in terms of containers and ports around the world, we had a massive increase in our freight rates. In other words, the cost of actually shipping a container of fruit from South Africa to the destination markets. And then we rolled into 2022, and obviously we had the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and we sent about 8 to 10% of our fruit to Russia. So that was a big concern. That was followed by floods in Durban that also cut off the port. Then, as you mentioned in your introduction, the EU requirements in terms of FCM. And then just as we were getting to the end of our season, Transnet had a strike at the port. So we've had a really rough couple of years in the South African citrus industry.
All right, so how does the Citrus Growers Association plan to assist growers to overcome these challenges in the coming season, and what role does other stakeholders need? What role do they need to play to actually ensure future growth of the industry?
Yeah, obviously some of the events are impossible to control, such as weather events, etc. So we're working with those issues that we can control. We have brought in a consultant to assist us on the shipping side, because definitely the biggest impact was the huge increase in freight rates. And there we're looking at different options for 2023 in terms of bringing more competition into that space and looking at other options that we might have available to us. On the port side, we're working very closely with Transnet, the port operator in South Africa, to become more efficient. Unfortunately, the World Bank reports, etc., have shown that the efficiency in our ports is poor, and a lot of that is due to bad investments or no investment in the port and no maintenance of a lot of the infrastructure and equipment. So we're working with them. Transnet do have a call for private sector to come in and get involved in 2 of the port terminals, and we understand that process is nearing completion, and that should bring a lot of capital into the system and will hopefully help with the efficiency of the ports. And then in terms of the EU, the South African government did file a WTO dispute on the matter, and so it's now under consultation. And we understand those consultations are reaching an end, and we hope that we'll then get some acceptable way of dealing with the false coding moth as we go into 2023.
A very quite incisive, if I must say. Well, thank you so much, CEO, Citrus Growers Association of Southern Africa, Justin Chadwick, for talking to us in the news.
Thank you.